Today we are going to look at this segment. We will select the most resonant card from the 3 cards represented by the Plum Blossom Road. Is there any possibility to continue afterwards? Double tap the card to connect with him. Before opening the card, make sure to type the word you have chosen. Enhance the induction between the step and the disc surface a bit further. In this way, the ranking accuracy between energy chains will be higher. 3. 1. Did you finish writing? Firstly, let's take a look at the card we drew when we chose the word no. After this relationship, there's still a high probability for the baby who drew this card. It can continue to develop because we can actually see from the board the other party or perhaps while contemplating this relationship, he is considering. He didn't say he was going to abandon it or leave it behind. He didn't say he was going to ignore it or not pay any attention to it. In fact, he's still thinking about it. Some people spend time and effort thinking about this relationship, for example, where this relationship between each other should go, or what exactly are the two people facing right now? What are the obstacles, or in other words, the unsuitable or incompatible aspects you want to explore? Are there any solutions and methods? And still thinking about these things. Through this, some more proactive actions on the ideological level are more proactive. It can be seen that he actually wants to maintain this relationship. There is no mention of who this relationship is. It's no longer the relationship I want. It's not him. He still has recognition for this relationship in his mind, or feels there's something he needs in it. That's why he is willing to spend time and effort to do some things. So in this situation, after he finishes thinking, he might turn into the driving force to make some actions that you can see, like wanting to communicate with you, or want to have a good talk with you about the problems between the two of us, want to do something. For example, some coordination between each other, some adjustments and improvements, etc., so that the relationship between both parties can be maintained for a longer and more stable period. So for the baby who drew this card, this relationship will continue in the future. The chance of this continuing to develop is actually very high because the other party has such an idea, such initiative, and wants to make such a maintenance and effort. Afterwards, it depends on each other. Is it really possible? Turn some thoughts on the ideological level into tangible action. Turn it into tangible action. This point is actually very important. If it can be done, there can be a more stable and long-lasting development between the two. So congratulations to the ones who drew this card. I think it's necessary for you to comment, receive energy, to take in the energy this card brings. Next, let's take a look at the card we drew when we chose the word flower. I think the relationship of the baby who draws this card may be in a somewhat bumpy state. It might continue, but this continuation is not a particularly stable state. It could be an extremely unstable state or a state that makes you feel extremely insecure. This is the case between two people, perfectly matched. Instability is actually quite strong. The foundation of your relationship is not very solid, whether it is trust or emotional foundation. It has not reached the point, a very solid and profound degree. Looking into the future, there may be feelings between the two in the coming period. That kind of passion or that kind. You don't care about this emotion. There are positive emotions, but your maintenance of these emotions, the management of this relationship, the coordination of this state between the two parties is the pattern of this state of getting along with each other. Maybe you're not doing so well in this regard. So leading to the subsequent lawsuit, it's often not a very stable state. It's very unstable. There are ups and downs or stumbles and even possibly breaking off and then reconnecting suddenly. That kind of state It's quite exhausting and torturous, so I think the baby who just drew may need to make a change or take some actions to improve the current situation between you two. Continuing like this is probably not what either of us wants after all. Facing the person you like or the person you like actually hope to be more stable, right? Otherwise, I think it's a torture and torment for both of you. Then I highly recommend the babies who draw this card to best check it out in detail with us during a single appointment. The subsequent development between you, including the other's current thoughts, then may need make some appropriate adjustments and improvements to see how the subsequent belief between each other may be more stable, which may help you more. Finally, let's look at the card we drew for the word record. After rushing to this state and killing the quality of the treasure, wanting to continue might be more difficult. This probability is relatively because you can see from the cards that the two people are already is a bit like strangers in terms of thought. And in this relationship, each has their own thoughts. It's hard for us to rely on and support each other anymore. In this relationship, you can no longer rely on others. The trust foundation between the related is no longer there. Each has its own ideas and always thinks that the other party has no trust. The other party did not consider me, the other party did not stand in my position and always walk towards this North Korea, pursuing in this relationship in your own way. So the two of you are going a bit in different directions right now. It seems like you are in a relationship, but in fact you have already decided to go your separate ways, each with your own thoughts. And refusal to listen or to truly stand in the other's position to consider the problem, it is difficult for both parties to reach consensus. Each has their own ideas. Regarding this kind of precedent towards each other, actually this kind of complaint and negative emotion is also very heavy. So in this situation, it's hard for two people to mend things. Will it be difficult for this relationship to have a long and stable development? Your mutual thoughts are actually not very consistent, or really two people in the feeling of being twisted into a rope is not there. So when this card comes out of the bag, I think you might really need to reconsider this relationship. If you really have feelings for him, you should ask yourself whether I should make some adjustments or make some changes appropriately. If you want to adjust or change, you still want to do well, then find me to take a look alone, right? Let's see the future generations. In an economic trend, what obstacles and problems will be encountered, including the other's current thoughts. Let's see how to make some efforts, how to change the current situation to improve and progress the relationship. That way you can be more targeted to help you. The above is the overall situation of the market today. If you want to understand your personal feelings and some confusion and questions in more detail, you can find me separately for restraint ranking and we will look in detail. Because today I saw this dragon fortune telling. Dragon fortune telling is for everyone. So if you're really facing some difficulties in your own feelings, if there are some problems that can't be handled and want tarot to give some guidance, it is recommended to queue alone in UF. Then take a look according to your actual situation. Go and see what guidance the tarot has for you and how to make some adjustments and improvements. What will the future be like, right? What is he thinking now? What kind of idea and attitude does he have? What is his true inner state? For yourself, you actually know better what you should choose and what decisions you should make, including how I should adjust and improve. In this way, your help will be more targeted and truly practical to help you